So it's a beautiful day in Priorat, huh? Really?
It's very full, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's well, it's cool, not too, not too cold. Yeah, this morning it was foggy everywhere, yeah.
Yeah.
But now it's clear day, yeah, with a blue sky, with some clouds.
We couldn't have picked
Yeah,
a more perfect day. So
yeah.
I want to introduce everybody to Jose Mas. Jose Mas is in charge of Costers del Priorat. We believe that Jose is one of the greatest undiscovered secrets in the Iberian Peninsula right now. For whatever reason, we're the only ones who have discovered him. Actually, he discovered us. It's a great story, but the wines are fabulous, and Jose approached us specifically because of this vineyard that he's sitting in here, right? This is Alzina, is that correct?
Yeah.
So, Jose, tell us about Costers and tell us a little bit about, basically what this incredible project is and why it's so special and why, you are changing the dynamic of what actually Priorat looks like.
Yeah, so we're a small winery. We started almost 20 years ago. Yeah. But nowadays, yeah, the prior history, it's huge. Yeah. But also it's huge during the last 20 years. Yeah. Uh, we changed it from the beginning to nowadays. Yeah. So we work everything organically. Yeah. We are certified winery working in organic practices. We work only with traditional grapes, yeah, Carignan and Grenache for the red, for the black grape varieties, and Garnacha Blanca, Macabeo, and Pedro Ximénez for the white wines. Yeah, and I think, yeah, Priorat has a lot of characteristics to discover. Yeah, so steep slopes, old vineyards, all the work is by hand. The winery in like a building. Yeah, it's more than barrels, it's more than tanks. Priorat is landscape, Priorat is history, Priorat, yeah, it's slate, it's terroir, it's soils. uh, of course, in Priorat we have the slate soil almost everywhere. I say almost because also we have another kind of soils, yeah. And these different soils, the other different soils, give personality, also add personality to the wines, yeah.
And I think you're hitting on some very important points here. So the thing that people don't understand about Priorat, and I'd like for you to go into this, is explain, that you're working in all these different villages, and the slopes and orientations are incredibly important because one of the things that was really interesting to us, when we released some of your wines this year, the superlatives and the comments from everybody was what we're loving is the finesse and the elegance. And I think this is something that people have an idea of what Priorat is about, but they're very, very mistaken in the notion that Priorat is about heaviness and weight.
Yeah, in Priorat, if you want concentration, yeah, bold wines, high levels of tannins, you get, because of the soil, because of we have a Mediterranean climate. But the most difficult thing here is to have equilibrium, fineness, as you said, yeah, harmony. That's difficult. I think the most important thing, yeah, is to keep that freshness that Priorat give us. Yeah. So the slate has pH, acid pH. Yeah. So we have the freshness, we have the acidity we have here. This is, yeah, this is the thing that gives us freshness. That, of course, the altitude. Now we are almost 600, well, not six, but it's around 500 meters of altitude.
So this is Tarroja,
Yeah.
right? And Tarroja is known
Yeah.
as one of the coolest vineyard sites in
Yeah.
Priorat, right?
Yeah. And also here in Tarroja, we have the influence of the Mediterranean Sea. Yeah. So we have this kind of influence. Yeah. So during the day, yeah, this vineyard has a warm conditions, but during the evening and at morning, here we have cool conditions. Yeah. So that makes the growing season longer.
Right. And
Yeah.
so obviously really old vines, you can sort of see behind you.
Uh,
These are all 60, 70, 80-year-old vines.
yeah.
They're here, Carignan.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then can you briefly discuss the appellation system that is going on in Priorat right now? Because
Yeah.
I think people would like to understand where that is and where you're entering into that system.
Yeah. So here in Priorat, we have the lower level. This is a Priorat. Yeah. Priorat is like a regional wine, Priorat. Yeah. Then we have village wine, Vi de Vila in Catalan. Um, Upper, we have Vi de Paratge. Yeah. It's within the same village, some parts of the municipality.
Right.
Yeah. And then we have Vi de Viña Clasificada. Yeah, it's like a premier cru. And then we have V, the Gran Viña Clasificada, is like a Grand Cru. Yeah,
Hmm.
this is the classification. This is the pyramid here in Priorat. And then we have Belles Viñes, old vines.
You're
Yeah,
sourcing in 5 separate villages right now. These are,
yeah, yeah.
I should say, these are all vineyards that you control, right? There's I think 25 hectares at this point.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah,
a good approximation? And
yeah.
what are the villages that you're in right now?
So we start at the lower part or lower side of Priorat. This is in the Mola. Yeah, the Mola is the village, the lower uh, altitude in Priorat. Yeah, and also the warmer conditions. We have also vineyards in Bellmunt Priorat. It's a little bit northeast of El Mola, that is 5 kilometers from El Mola. Yeah. Then we have in La Vilella Baixa. It's a vineyard 100% Carignan. It's almost 3 hectares of 100% Carignan. Then here in Torroja del Priorat, also we have small vineyard in Gratallops, yeah, but it's mostly Grenache.
Mm.
And then we go to the highest point of Priorat is La Morera, is the village, the highest village here in Priorat. Yeah, so we have vineyards from 200 meters of altitude to 800 meters of altitude. Yeah, we can show what happened in Priorat each vintage. Yeah, we have, yeah, of course, we have Petit Pizarres. Yeah, is the small brother of the family. This is the panoramic picture of Priorat, yeah, because it's yeah, the blend is grapes from the different villages, and we finish in this single vineyard Grand Cru, yeah, from here, from Torroja, and from Bellmunt Priorat.
The two sites, Cypress and Alzina, are both classified as very old vines, and eventually will get the Grand Cru status, obviously.
Yeah.
You've evolved a lot, since we started working together. Tell us what's going on in the cellar. What are your favorite sort of tools right now, apart from, of course, farming organically, being certified organic, all the indigenous yeast? What's going on in the cellar that's adding to that unique elegance in your wines?
So we can say that the process is a natural process, yeah, because we don't add anything. Our wines in general in Priorat don't need too much oxygen. The Grenache, the Carignan, both have high level of polyphenols compounds, but don't need too much oxygen, air. Yeah. So in my opinion, with these big vessels, the wine has a better maturation.
This is something that we've talked about, and it totally makes sense, right? At the very large format, right, you have a lot more wine, right? So there's a lot less of that micro oxidative kind of quality, because you're saying that the Grenaches and Carignans, they don't need that. They actually they need to evolve quietly and slowly, but with less air, right?
Yeah.
What I wanted to hit on a little bit too is, not only are you making wine and you're looking at the history here, that's brought you into making these crazy Rancis, right? Tell us a little bit about your inspiration for the Rancis, and where that comes from, the history of Priorat, and what you're doing today in that project.
Yeah, so the Viranci, it's a historical wine. Yeah, centuries years ago, it was used like a medicine. Also, it was used for cook. Yeah, um, it was used as a dessert. Yeah, I think this rancy wine has a, I mean, better quality
Right.
because
So they're also known as what's it called? Sun and night, soli serena,
Soli Serena. Yeah,
right? Because of the,
yeah.
and they all, and these were old wines that were found in all the villages, right?
Yeah, yeah, of course. In all the villages, it was traditional to have at the basis of of the houses, every family had 2 barrels of rancio. Yeah, the small one. Yeah, and the big one. The big one, it was the first. We can say the first solera. Yeah, just to feed the rancio, the old, yeah, rancio wine. Yeah, barrel. Yeah. So normally. The good rancio, it was in the small barrel. Yeah, we call carretell in Catalan, and it was bottled from this barrel. Yeah, it was yeah.
You know, we talked about this incredible recuperation of all these old techniques and traditions like the Viranci, and you have these incredible Virancis that are aging in your facility. Can you take the camera and sort of give us a little bit of a panorama and show us how spectacular this vineyard is? Oh my gosh, that's crazy. So this is Alzina, right?
Yeah, yeah. We are in Torroja del Priorat, in the middle of the appellation, exactly, in the middle. And Torroja del Priorat and the vineyard is known here in the village as Mas Alcera.
Right. And so right behind, if you want to stop right there, right behind that ridge all the way in the back that you see, that's the Mont Saint Ridge, and Priorat sits right in the middle. That's incredible, Jose. Well, listen, Jose, it's been an incredible discussion, and we're really huge fans of your wines. It's just incredible. I know how much hard work it is, and I know that you have a vision for the future. So thank you so much for turning people on to this incredible vision that you have at Priorat. Listen, Jose, stay safe, and thanks so much for joining us and telling us about your incredible project.
Thank you.
All right, see you later. Bye.